welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Allison. I'm 28 years old. I work in healthcare, but I also do social media on the side. I tend to post a lot of content about personal finances, like how I budget, my debt payoff journey, but I also post lifestyle content as well. So if any of that is interesting to you, feel free to like and subscribe, follow along for more videos. Today's video is going to be a how I budget my paycheck video. This video will be for my first paycheck for the month of June. Every payday I like to go through and budget out all of my expenses. That way I can keep track of everything that I'm spending and help keep me on budget. I'm very happy because this month is the last month that I'm gonna have to save for anything for our wedding, because I'm getting married June 22nd and no longer have to save anything for our wedding. So I'm very happy about that because it will free up some extra money for me, because we've been saving like absolute crazy people for a wedding because weddings are expensive. But anyway, let's get into today's breakdown. I will always start with my income for this pay period. Keep in mind, I am a healthcare worker, so we do get paid hourly. And honestly, like, I do get overtime sometimes, not often. But that my pay fluctuates slightly, but I do generally know kind of around what I'm gonna be making, so that's what I base my budget off of in the beginning, and then I kind of fine tune once I know what my exact paycheck is gonna be. So anyway, this pay period, and this is for the paycheck I got on June 14th. So it will be for the like I'll use this paycheck for anything between June 14th and June 27th. So my income was $2,257. I literally had like $9 left in my checking account, so I usually add that in because then I use that to budget out anything that is coming up. And then I did also get, from TikTok you get paid out from the beta program on the 15th of every month, so I did get paid out from that. I only got paid out $73.27, and that is based on views and, you know, certain videos that qualify versus not. That income is not very consistent at all. I was averaging higher than that, like closer to like $300 a month, but I've just been kind of not in my most creative space on TikTok lately, so that is reflected in this because I just wasn't posting a lot and my videos weren't really performing very well. But anyway, out of that I did save $22 for taxes, because anything that I get, even small amount like that, $73, I will save 30% for taxes. So anything through social media that I get any money from, I do save money for taxes. That way I'm not owing a ton of money at the end of the year and like not having any of it to pay for the taxes if I owe taxes. Long story short, that does leave me with an extra $50 from TikTok for this pay period as well. First thing I always save for is my rent, because that is my largest expense. I do try to break it up evenly, but usually lately it's been a little bit like uneven, just based on like what I need to save from each paycheck. From this paycheck I'm saving $300 for my rent, and that will just go into my checking account until I need to pay the rent. Then actually in my savings account, this was money that I was going to use save for a house, but things happened. 2 weeks ago on my way to work, I hit a deer, or a deer hit me, I don't know. Honestly, the deer kind of hit me because it literally hit me on the side and I didn't even see it until like I heard it. But yeah, it hit me right on the side of my car. So my car is in the shop right now, and I mean, insurance does help pay for it, but you have a deductible. It's kind of like health insurance, but you have a deductible, so I am gonna have to pay part of my car repairs. Yay. And I'm pretty sure I'm responsible for at least like $1,000. So I am trying to at least save a little bit on my next two paychecks to pay for this, so that I'm not like using all of my money from my emergency fund, because I do have money in my emergency fund for things like this. But yeah, that would kind of cut my emergency fund in half, because I haven't been able to build that up quite as much as I would like to. I was going to save $150 for our house fund, but now I'm saving that for my car repairs. Love that for me. Next thing that I'm saving for is the wedding, because this is my last paycheck before the wedding. We just wanted to save a little bit extra for any tips for the vendors, so I did save $400, and that is so that I can take that money out as cash, give it as tips for our vendors, and then we're done. And that's it. And then I'm done saving for the dang wedding. Next, I save $50 to my Roth IRA. That just comes out automatically. I have that set up to go into that account. And that's just because I do truly want to just start saving a little bit for my retirement as I can. Obviously, as I always say this, I do save into my regular 403b through my employer and take advantage of their match that they do, their percentage that they match. And then I do also put money into my own Roth IRA and invest that money myself to also help prepare for my future so that I can hopefully retire one day. And then next is groceries. We have a separate grocery account. Again, that money just goes right into that account. And this paycheck I'm putting 125 because we had been putting like 100, but it's been a little close by the second week because we both put 100 in and it should last us 2 weeks, but it's been a little bit like close a few times where we just want to have more money in there and feel a little more comfortable. And obviously there's those weeks that you just need more stuff and you need all like the big stuff like paper towels, dish soap, like all that stuff, which is we all get that at the same time. So I did up that contribution this paycheck. And then the next thing is my car payment. My car payment is only $332. Usually I just round that up to $350, but this paycheck I actually rounded that up to $400. So I did make a payment of $400 towards my car, and then I can also allocate that specifically. So the $332 is the payment, and then the extra like $67 goes right towards the principal. And that's really cool. Hopefully that will help me pay this off much faster because I do want to pay that off as soon as I can and limit the interest that I'm paying on that loan as well. Next is all my subscriptions. So I take a look at everything that comes out during these next 2 weeks. You know, make sure I have a mental note of all of the subscriptions that will be coming out. So let's go through those. First is my Planet Fitness membership that I should probably just cancel because I haven't been to Planet Fitness in a hot minute, but it is $10 a month. And I have these Blink cameras around the house. Those are through Amazon, but of course those have a subscription, so I do pay $10.63 a month for my camera system. Next is Amazon Prime. That is $14.99. I did have the student discount on that for a while, but I don't know what happened. So that is now $14.99. Then my Spotify subscription is $5.99 a month. Next is Kindle. I do have the Kindle Unlimited. I'm still trying to debate whether or not I should keep that. I really only read probably 2 to 3 books a month, maybe between 1 and 3 books a month. So I don't really know if that is worth it for me. If anybody has an opinion on that, please like put it in the comments because I still haven't like played around with it enough to know like what books are available on Kindle Unlimited and which ones are not. I didn't even know not all of the books were until I looked up one that I actually was on my list to read, and then I realized that it wasn't even available on Kindle Unlimited. Only certain books are. You still have to pay for other books. So it's like, it seems like maybe that's not worth it for me considering I do only read like on average 2 books a month. I'd have to look at what like the regular prices are of the books if I were to just buy them versus stick with the unlimited. I don't know. Anyway, if anybody has any advice or opinions on that, please let me know because that would be appreciated. And then I think I recently started paying for the Canva Pro because you can get Canva for free but there are features that I do like on Canva for like my content creation and just different little features that you can use. So I have been paying for that. Again, I am considering looking into continuing paying for that because it is $14.99 a month and we're trying to stay to a budget. Also, this is hot news right now, hot off the presses. I potentially might be taking a new job. I didn't get the offer yet, the official offer. I don't know. I think I might be hearing from them within the next few days. I really don't know, hot off the presses, but if I were to take this new position, I would potentially be cutting back on my hours a little bit, which I'm excited for because I do feel like it's scary because like obviously my consistent income would be less, but my freedom would be a little more open, and I think it would be a good time to bet on myself and pursue social media a little bit more and just get myself in a better headspace, physically, mentally, spiritually, like feel better because I'll have more time. Like I'm just exhausted all the time. I leave my house at like 5 and I get home at 5. I'm just exhausted. But anyway, the moral of that story is I'm trying to take a look at my finances because if I were to take a job that my hours would be cut back, I would need to reevaluate some of the things that I'm spending my money on and truly take a look, see what I can and cannot afford here. Moving on, next thing I always budget for as well as my pets. I have 2 cats. They're adorable and I love them, but they do cost a lot of money because every 3 weeks I think I get cat food delivered and every 2 weeks I get cat litter delivered because they're, you know, they have to eat and they have to use the litter box. So this paycheck I will need to buy cat litter and I just get those delivered through Amazon just right to my door, but that is $33. So, and then the last thing I do once I take a look at all those things, like those are bills, things that I need, like necessities, payments, take a look at all that, then I finally look and see what I can put towards my credit card debt. Now I will say I didn't want my credit card debt to accrue as much as it has in the last 2 months. I think with the final months of the wedding, it did get a little bit crazy and my credit cards did get a little bit higher than I wanted. So again, once I'm back from my honeymoon, I'm definitely sitting down, taking a better look at everything and seeing like really where I can cut back, because the main goal is to pay those off as quickly as I can, because I really didn't want to like go into debt to have a wedding, and I stand by that, but I feel like things happen, you know what I mean? And it just got a little bit out of control and we did have to put a little bit more on the credit cards than we wanted to. Our fridge died a couple weeks ago, we had to put that on the credit card. Like things just got a little bit out of control. So anyway, I still didn't get to put as much towards my credit cards as I would have wanted to this paycheck, but also keep in mind, like as I mentioned earlier, I did save $400 for the wedding and the tips. So once that is all paid for, like now that I don't have to worry about that, all of that extra money will be going towards my debt, paying that off as quickly as I can. All that to say, from this paycheck, I was able to put $385 towards my credit cards. I have 2 that have a balance right now. One is a balance transfer card that has 0% interest, and the other one is just my Chase credit card that I use for like a lot of points and stuff. So I did split it just slightly between the 2 because they both had their minimum payment due. So I put like $100 towards one and $285 towards the other one. The goal is to pay off the one with the lower balance, and that is the Chase card, and then tackle the 0% interest card and like pay that off as quickly as I can. That's where I'm at right now. I do think my next paycheck I'll be in a much better spot. It all came very quickly, and even though I felt like we were prepared and we had been saving for months, like almost what, a year and a half for the wedding, it still was very expensive. And there were still some things that we were just a little short on, but it's okay. We're still gonna have a great day. We're gonna enjoy the day, and we're gonna go on our honeymoon, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna sit down and focus, because I do truly believe though too that life is more important than being so strict on like budget and finance. Like, you do still need to enjoy life. I work in healthcare, like I mentioned, and I work in cancer treatments, so I know that life is short. The biggest thing you hear people say is that they regret not doing more, they regret not spending time with people that they care about. There's all these regrets that people have about life, and you can't take your money with you when you die. So I truly believe that, yeah, as much as like these last couple months, and like I'm sure the next like 2 months are gonna be a little bit stressful, and like maybe we gotten a little bit over our head with debt, but again, I truly think it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be an amazing day. I'm gonna marry my husband, and it's gonna be great. So that is the current state of the union in my finances. But all right, so if you add all of that together, it comes to $1,915. I take that and subtract it from the income that I mentioned before. That leaves me with approximately $400 for the next 2 weeks. And I do try to leave it between, I would say between like $300 and $400. It's typically a little closer to like $350, but I knew that I wanted it to be a little bit higher this pay period, because I figured I was gonna be maybe buying a couple last minute things, and then also we're gonna be gone on the honeymoon. Like, I might want to buy, I don't know, a trinket or something, or snacks on the airplane, like all these little things. Everything at the resort and the honeymoon is included, but I wanted to just have a little bit of a buffer, a little bit extra buffer, in case there were any little things that I might need, which, I mean, honestly, I don't even know if $400 would be enough, but we'll see. Because it's already been a few days since I actually did get paid by the time I'm like filming this and posting it. And I'm already down to what, like $150. But that's because out of the $400, $160 gets budgeted for gas, because I kind of hinted at this, but like my current job, I do drive a lot. I drive an hour one way and then an hour back. So I do drive a lot. I spend a lot on gas. I just spend a lot of time in the car. So I budget $160 for gas out of the $400. So that actually really leaves me with like $240 for the next 2 weeks for all these little things that I was mentioning. And out of that, I currently have like $150 left. So I have already bought like a couple little things that I didn't know that I was gonna need. So I have spent about what, like $100, maybe $90 out of like the money that I have budgeted for myself. So fingers crossed, we're just gonna keep on trucking along. I don't think I need much more. It's currently Monday and the wedding is Saturday, so at this point, like, if I don't have it, I'm not gonna have it. But that is my budget. I feel like I kind of just rambled on a lot there at the end, but that is my budget. I don't know, hopefully you guys find these videos interesting or maybe helpful in some way, or just if you're nosy and like to learn about other people's finances, that is also fun, because I enjoy that as well. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.